take on Scunthorpe this weekend. Our season comes to a close. What's been your thoughts on the last couple of months?
I said to you the other day, it's been tough. It's been really tough, far tougher than I expected it. It's been enjoyable in a strange way. I've enjoyed it. I suppose a bit to myself that, we've picked up a few points, not as many as we would have liked at this point, but we're safe. I've enjoyed it and proved to myself that when needed, I can still do it.
We finished, obviously, with a home game against Tamworth and drew 1-0. What's your thoughts on that result for us?
I thought we should have won the game. I thought we were unlucky not to win the game. I felt the referee turned it into a testimonial. He wouldn't let the game flow. He wouldn't let the game become anything that there was any controversy for him, and it was a typical end of season game by both teams and by the official. But looking back on the last couple of months, Tamworth aside, the lads have been great. There's been turning points that I've said previously to Tom and to the owner that when I came in there were 13 games, and out of them 13 games we've got Carlisle, we've got York, we've got Rochdale, Forest Green, Hartlepool, Scunthorpe. So when you look at them games, they're not free hits, and I told the lads they weren't free hits and we'd try and go and win. But you then target 7 games where you've got to get enough points to keep us in the league. And really the only one that we haven't has been Sutton, which was just a tough night. But then you throw into that, on the backside of that, with 2 goals clear against Forest Green, which massively disappointing. And then you look at Woking, where we're 2 clear there, and we're trying to go and score a 4th. And there was no need to, but we tried to. And we played well that day. So you look at these things, and so we've had to target the points from 7 games. And we've managed to achieve that. And the lads have been good. They've been, like I said before, receptive in training. They've worked hard in training. And working hard in training isn't just running up and down. It's actually taking in the information that you put to them. I came in and I wanted to play a 4-4-2. I wanted to keep it tight. I wanted to put the ball on the opposition, like the Truro game. We managed to beat Truro. But I didn't want it to be a classic. And I purposely made us play to a way where it wasn't going to be a classic. But then it became evident that a 4-4-2 didn't fit certain players. We then basically go to a 4-2-3-1 that you see after a couple of games, or after one game you could see, even though we did well against Brackley, the shape didn't fit. 4-2 didn't fit. You had Harvey on the outside, you had Blair on the outside. That didn't fit. But all the time I was thinking about 3 centre-halves, keeping it tight, but at that point we didn't have 3 centre-halves. And the first opportunity we went to 3 centre-halves when they were all fit, and we were just a little bit tighter, a little bit more compact. And like I said, after the Altrincham games, the loan signings have come in and complemented, and made us a little bit stronger as a team. And we're able to have a bench that's a little bit stronger now. We have a substitutes bench that's a bit stronger. So that strengthened us up. And all these things have sort of happened as we've gone along. And we've not had a season to do. We've had 13 games. And, we took over a group of lads that were lost. They didn't know what was required of them. When I spoke to the senior boys when I first came in, I said, tell me what's happened. And they were good. They shared their thoughts and experiences, and it was very good conversations. And there was no structure to how they played. I didn't feel that the fitness levels were where they needed to be conditioned to play 90 minutes. And anything I'm saying now, I've not said to the lads themselves. And I felt that the Truro game, I think we scored after about 65, 70 minutes. And they looked absolutely shattered. Fortunately, we managed to pull something in at the end. But, even in training, we've lost players because we've just had to push them a little bit and the intensity's gone up. And that's been difficult as well, whilst maintaining players, giving them a bit more fitness to be conditioned, but at the same time, not break them, so we've got no players. So that's been difficult. I think, there's elements of my games that I've been here. Signing Innie, again, I think there's a bit of the fan base. I'm not sure about Innie, and there's some that do. But I think with Innie, if you got Innie Effie on from 4 or 5 years ago, he wouldn't have been available. But we've managed to bring him in. Innie scored the goal that got us 3 points against Truro. People forget that. He scored a goal, got us 3 points. We'd have been 2 points worse off now going into the last game of the season.
When you came in, obviously the main thing that you wanted to do was keep us safe. Do you think that sort of now that the season's coming to a close, do you think you can sort of hold your head high following that?
All I've done is to come in and do what I was asked to do by Stuart. Hold my head high or not, that's for other people to decide. As I've said before, I keep saying, I divide opinion amongst the supporters of this football club. And if they don't like me, it don't bother me. But I see Eastleigh supporters as Eastleigh supporters, and again, I don't read social media, because if you as a football manager read social media, you'd pretty soon be in you'd need care. So I don't read it. But the problem with not reading social media, people know you don't read it, want to tell you everything, what's being said. And I've heard it said that I don't like Eastleigh fans. Tell me where I've said I don't like Eastleigh fans. I'm the first to actually acknowledge Eastleigh fans are good supporters. They go everywhere. They spend the money to go everywhere. I'm a football. I know what it costs to follow my team. Unfortunately, this season, my team haven't finished particularly well off, have they? But I know what it costs. I know what the sacrifice is to follow your football team week in, week out. My view of Eastleigh fans is I will never ever knock their support, and I've always said their support is never within doubt. What I won't accept, or what I don't like, is rude people picking on me, having a go at me, saying I don't this, that, and actually rude to me during the game. I won't have that. So that's nothing to do with being an Eastleigh fan. That's just to do with being a rude person. I have a fan the other day telling me after the deadline that I need to sign a centre forward. Well, it's a good job he's not in charge, isn't it? After the deadline's closed. But like I said to him, you need a centre forward at the start of the season. Don't hold me accountable for that. Why are you holding me accountable for not having a centre forward when you've needed one all season? Don't hold me accountable that Paul McCallum left and not replaced. That's not my fault. Now, he's an Eastleigh fan, but that's pretty rude. And that's what I won't accept.
We're playing Scunthorpe obviously on Saturday. Do you think the main thing now is just let's end the season on a high and move on?
Yeah, I think you've got to, because the football club it's been in the doldrums this season, and it's not a position this football club should be in. But it's probably our turn to have had one of the seasons. We've had a good, crikey, what is it now? 10, 11, 12 years? It's probably our turn to have a little bit of adversity. But it can't happen again. We have to make sure it doesn't happen again, and we have to work hard that it doesn't happen again. And whoever comes into the football club as the manager has to be the right appointment. He has to be the right fit for the football club, and it cannot happen. And there has to be support for the next manager for it not to happen again. Because in 13 games, I've witnessed it, I've experienced it. Tom's witnessed it and experienced it all season. Stuart's witnessed and experienced it all season. So it can't be allowed to happen again, but we'll be in better shape for it.
Cheers.